So, I'm sure you all have heard, but FBI Director James Comey's been fired. Well, but specifically for the way he handled the Hillary Clinton email investigation. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a sharp turn from the way the current administration used to feel about him. Take a look.
It took guts for Director Comey to make the move that he made in light of the kind of opposition he had. I respect the fact that Director Comey was able to come back after what he did. That the laptops of Clinton's top aides, which had been slated for destruction, were not, in fact, destroyed. Good job by the FBI. He's become more famous than me.
And is that what broke up the whole situation? That he, in fact, became more famous than the guy that's sitting there?
Maybe those were the truest words.
I think what broke it up was a criminal investigation into the Trump campaign's ties to Russia. Mm-hmm. That's what broke up the bromance.
Hell has no fury like an orange demagogue scorned.
Well, I found it funny that I was watching Kelly and Conway last night, and these clips were shown to her. Like,
they rolled out Kellyanne?
They rolled her out.
We haven't seen her in a while, but she's back. And
she came out of her crypt.
They pretty much, there were clips shown, one after the next, about look at what he said about this, what's changed. Well, that was him before. This is him now as the president. And she kept, that was all she had to give, was he's changed his mind. Now he's acting as the president today.
Because they're getting very close to...
Well, there might be a good... The silver lining here to me was that maybe they're getting closer to finding, like maybe there is actual evidence they're about to reveal, because why else would he be like so scared right now that he's kicking out Comey?
What I thought was very telling was the letter that to Director Comey that the president, 45, because I don't want to say his name now either.
Oh boy.
That 45. He says in the second paragraph, while I greatly appreciate you informing me on 3 separate occasions that I am not under investigation, I nevertheless concur with the Justice Department, with the judgment of the Department of Justice, that you are not able to effectively lead the Bureau. Now, I am not a betting person, but I did spend some time in the Justice Department.
No.
And I would bet the farm on the fact that that is a complete and total lie. There is no way that the director of the FBI met with the target of the investigation to tell that target that he is not under investigation. It is unethical, it is illegal, and it did not happen.
And it's funny if this was all about, it's funny if it's all about Hillary Clinton, that the only thing mentioned in the letter from the president was Russia.
Yes.
That was the only thing in the letter mentioned.
Well,
but that didn't happen.
Isn't the reason that he fired Comey doesn't have to do with the fact that he's upset that Hillary Clinton got the shaft from Comey? I mean, that was the reason. I mean, his affection for Hillary is so touching all of a sudden, isn't it?
He's very worried about her.
He's concerned about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
But you know
I had mixed emotions about it, because on the one hand, I was really glad that he was fired, because I feel like Comey's been a problem for a long time. I said, you know, last week on this show, I don't think he understands his job or what his role is supposed to be. He's injected himself into stuff. He was a problem back in 2015 when President Obama was trying to get body cams on police officers, and Comey suddenly became a political commentator out in the scene talking about the Ferguson effect and the anxiety it's going to place on police officers.
That is true.
So he's been a problem for a long time. I'm glad he's gone. With that being said, the timing of this, if you're citing in the letter that you have a problem with Comey as a result of something that happened last summer, why are you firing him today? Why didn't you fire him last summer? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know why.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Because every time, and you know this, you just said it, every time they get a little closer to this investigation and uncovering the corruption that he's involved in, he fires them.
One thing I want to add, though, because Trump will come out inadvertently and say, or intentionally, whatever, and he will say, this is fake news, this is the fake media coming after me. I just want to say there's a lot of conservatives out there. Charles Krauthammer, who is, two conservatives, he is a hero, on air yesterday on Fox News saying to fire him summarily, meaning Comey, with no warning in the middle of May over something that happened in July is almost inexplicable. I was reading articles in the Daily Caller, conservative site, citing the Wall Street
Even
Journal.
John McCain has come out and said this is inappropriate.
Many Republicans, many conservatives So this is not a fake news story. This is highly suspicious to anyone who's been watching.
It can't be a fake news story when, in fact, we have you praising the man, and now we have you, and you were praising him for what he was doing with Hillary Clinton. So it makes it kind of odd when you say, oh, and boo-hoo, this is how I'm feeling. But you know what? The big other question is, who is going to take his place? Because there's a rumor, and I want y'all to take this calmly, that Rudy Giuliani. All right, just get a hold of yourselves now, damn it. Get a hold of yourselves. Is in the running to replace Comey. Now, I thought, now call me crazy, I thought that he was also under investigation because he was bragging that he had information
from
about
the FBI.
Well, yeah. So I wonder if you know who forgot. See, because he's got so much going on. I think he's forgetting stuff.
The
but
job
you
is
know
much
what?
harder than he thought it would be.
Apparently.
It's much harder.
Much harder.
Apparently.
I wonder what is, and you know, in our Hot Topics meeting this morning, when I heard this about Giuliani, I mean, I was crazed about it, because I think what we need to figure out is what happens to the investigation now into the Trump campaign's contacts with Russia. What happens to
it? It depends on who, you know, it depends on who goes in there. So what they need to do is get a...
I think they need a special counsel.
Yes.
They need a special counsel.
McConnell doesn't agree with that.
Well, but you know, Mitch McConnell, just take care of what you're supposed to take care of. Hush up.
But the problem with the special counsel...
Just hush up.
Right?
He doesn't think it's necessary.
I think the problem with the special counsel, though, is that counsel has to be appointed by either the FBI director, the president, or the deputy attorney general.
Yeah,
so
the president and the attorney. So how do they know anybody who's not being investigated?
That's the point.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if even if this special counsel is appointed, that special counsel would still have to then report to the Department of Justice in terms of bringing charges.
Jen's saying a lot of the conservatives are coming out. Won't there maybe be a backlash?
Well, Republicans should stand together if they care about their own credibility and should say, we're not going to approve a new FBI director until we have a special prosecutor.
Republicans should stand together if they give a poop about the country.
That's right.
They should be
agree.
Forget everything else. Now, it is so complicated that it requires someone who can actually see the forest for the trees.
I am 100% on board with you.
And you know what? I can see the forest for the trees. That's why I'm saying we'll be right back.